Hi everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. As promised, I'm sharing my favorite vegan taco recipe with you today, and it's muy caliente. As you can hear, I even chose a very Mexican kind of song. I just love tacos. Tacos are my favorite food ever. I could have tacos every day, any time of day, and I like them spicy. So we're starting off with some salsa. I used about, 20 chile de árbol pods, maybe more than that. This sauce was super, super spicy. So if you don't like it, use half the chilies, or you can double the tomatoes, or you can have the chilies and double the tomatoes if you like. We just like really, really spicy food. I like when my lips and my ears burn. And yeah, like I said, muy caliente. Next, I'm just going to saute a little bit of onion. It's just, I would say like a quarter of an onion and 3 cloves of garlic. I also love garlic a lot. In that same oil that's so fragrant with the chilies. With the garlic and the chilies, you don't want to leave them in too long because they do burn and they tend to get bitter. So you'll notice I took my chilies out just after a few minutes, and then I'm going to fry up the garlic, and I will take it out as soon as it's browned. And I'll leave the onions in a little longer. Now with my garlic cloves out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and dump in my tomatoes. I used 3 ripe Roma tomatoes, and I believe the riper the better. Sometimes even if they're a little overripe, the sauce will have a better flavor. Now you might have seen salsas made with boiled vegetables or grilled without oil, but I just love the flavor that the oil gives. All of those veggies just release their juices and their flavor into the oil, and I dump that right into the blender. As you can see, you can add a little more oil. Some people like vinegar or chicken bouillon. If you want to do that, feel free. This is just how I like it. I wanted something really spicy and thick, so that's what I did here. I added salt, and that's about it for your salsa. Now we're going to work on our taco filling. I'm using these baby bellas. You could also use the big portobello mushrooms, and I just love how those come out because you can slice them up in really thin ribbons, and they really hold up. Their texture holds up really well. I just love mushrooms in general, all kinds of mushrooms. Oyster mushrooms are another good one for tacos, and they just soak up all the flavors, and the flavor of mushrooms themselves is just so yummy. So I totally recommend it if you're doing any kind of vegan recipe, or if you want to replace meat in any way in your diet, try mushrooms. Now I just put my mushrooms on the stove in that pot, and now I'm making some quinoa. So again, I'm not very good with the measurements. I just dumped some quinoa in there. Quinoa is pretty easy to make. It's the same as you would make rice. So whatever amount of quinoa you use, just double the water. So I'm adding turmeric. This is just plain turmeric. There's nothing in there. Ground turmeric. And then I'm also adding some garlic powder. a little too much, but I mean, can you have too much garlic? I can't. And lastly, I'm just gonna season with a little bit of salt. You can pour in the water as is, but I like to toast the quinoa. You'll see it changed color, it got a little golden, and also the spices get nice and toasted, so it's just amazing. And pour in some boiling water that'll cut down on your cooking time. And again, I'm just eyeballing it, about double the water. If you need proper measurements and a proper recipe, this is not the place, but trust me, everything came out really delicious. Alright, so I'm just checking on my mushrooms. It seems like a lot of the juices have come out, but I'm going to let them cook a little more. And in the meantime, I'll put my asparagus on the stove. They're just pre-washed, and I added some boiling water just to steam them quickly. Now that my mushrooms have cooked down a little more, they've released more juices, I'm just going to season them with some taco seasoning. You can get it at any market if you buy the packets as well. I really like this one. It's from McCormick. And I like that it's not too spicy, especially for my kids to eat. It's not spicy at all, so they enjoy it. If you're making your own seasoning, I would recommend using like smoked paprika, cumin, garlic. You could even use coriander, liquid smoke. There's so many things you can do. This is how I do it at home for my family, so get creative and have fun. So now we're finally getting to assemble our tacos. I'm just putting a little bit of quinoa at the bottom of my tortilla. If you can make your own tortillas, God bless you. I didn't have time, and I don't make corn tortillas usually, so store-bought is just fine. I added my mushrooms, and I think my favorite thing about these tacos is just how you can play with the toppings and the flavors. Get some nice avocados, my asparagus. I don't know why I added asparagus to these tacos one day, and they have just been a staple of these tacos ever since. But use whatever veggies you like, your sauce, some cilantro of course, coriander if you're fancy, and a wedge of lime. These tacos are seriously amazing, you guys. You will not miss the meat. So I hope you try this recipe, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm going to be sharing a lot more recipes and homemaking tips for you guys. So I'll see you then. Take care. Bye.